We have Louisville, Kentucky legend joining me on the show here tonight. Goes by the name of B Simm. Welcome to the show, man. Sports hip hop with DJ Mad Max, like 265 IR Radio. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm better than somebody, worse than somebody else.
That's a fact. Just Bags available on all platforms. That's the newest single that you've been promoting with Ethika.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm shout out to Ethika, the whole team over there going hard for it.
Man, how do you reflect on your whole journey? Because I did my research on you, and when I don't use the term legend lightly, I only use it with certain people. When I have a '90s legend on my show, 2000s, whatever. But you've really been working for years.
Yeah, man. I started out with my first team, and we kind of like just
Streamline, right?
Yeah, we started with Streamline. Went on tour with Wayne, did some tours with Jeezy, did a tour with Bow Wow.
Yeah. Price of Life tour with Lloyd was there.
Lloyd was there. Yeah, Lloyd was cool as hell too.
Yeah, Kalina, you did one. Was that Switzerland?
Yeah, we went over to Switzerland for like 20 days, and that was like one of the most it's probably the best experience of my life, really. Just to see different cultures and how people, like how they act over there, and the prices was high as shit. Like if you go to McDonald's over there, just know you're gonna spend like 60 American for like two people.
Wow. So yeah, it's more expensive than it is here.
Oh, way more.
Yeah, McDonald's is getting up there though. I notice sometimes when I go there, it's like
it might be 80 now.
Yeah.
They charge you like 40 cents for ketchup.
They charge you for ketchup there. Wow.
Yeah. The ketchup's a little bigger, but like it was 40 cents for sure.
Unbelievable. But you have such a history, as I said before. I want to get into your early history all the way to where you're at now with Ethika, because this really started when you heard your mom was playing music all around the house. Do you remember what song or what particular album in hip hop attracted you to the genre in which you really started rapping as soon as you could talk?
Probably like LL. LL Cool J had some stuff that like really made me like pay attention. Tribe Called Quest had some stuff. Then like Nas, and then finally like I got into the Hove era, and it was over.
It was over from there. Yeah, you remind me a lot of Hove, and in some of your flows and cadences, I could tell that you have that inspiration there for sure. But even though because originally you're from West Virginia, right?
Yeah, I'm from Charleston.
Charleston,
the biggest city in West Virginia, but it's the smallest city though. You know what I mean? Like it's still small. So I moved here like probably when I was like 10 years old or something, and I've been just rapping Louisville ever since.
I could tell. I could tell that you also have that New York influence heavy in your music, which is rare nowadays, and you still have it.
Yeah. I'm gonna send you some stuff offline too, so you can check it out, like some other stuff that I be dropping. But like, I've always been big into bars. Like, I've always been like, I always loved battle rap and I always loved lyricism. And then growing up in West Virginia, at first it was all East Coast. Then when I moved to Louisville, it was they were more on like the No Limit Cash Money train. So I kind of had to adapt to that too, you know what I mean? So I kind of got both of those styles in me.
You went on tour with Wayne. What year did you go on tour with Wayne? Because I know this is the Lil Wayne era that you were there.
Yeah, it was the real era. I can't remember what year exactly it was, but it was somewhere in like the 08, 09-ish era. But like that's when Wayne was like probably
Carter 3, you dropping classics.
Yeah, they say hands down he was probably one of the best rappers alive. It still kind of is, but yeah, that was that era. It was crazy.
Hey, tell me the story how you got hooked onto that tour.
With Streamline, we just they put a real push behind a single I did called Rope-a-Dope.
That's a big one for me.
Yeah, it was like a reference to Muhammad Ali. Rest in peace. He's from Louisville, Kentucky too. So I had to do something for him. And then we hooked up with a few people. They put us on that tour. Beginning of the tour, like we couldn't go anywhere. They treated us like little regular people, you know what I mean? And then like probably by show 3, we were in there eating Wayne and Bow Wow and all them people's food. You know what I'm saying? Like they mess with us tough.
Jim Jones was there too.
Yeah, Jim Jones. Fat Joe was on it a few times. Wow. Like different people would hop in the tour. Different cities, Rich Boy. It was crazy.
That's fine. Did you get to have a convo with Wayne and any potential link ups for collaborations at all?
Man, this was, I don't know what Wayne had going on at the time, but it was like some safety stuff. So he was literally on stage, back to the bus, out every time. Every time. And then me, I would kind of do my show and leave anyway. I probably only seen like 2 shows.
Yeah, that was the era for Lil Wayne. All the mixtapes, the classic albums, and then I just feel as though Drake just took over. That's what really happened. Drake took over and the music changed.
Yeah, it definitely did. It definitely did. And I guess you can credit Wayne for that too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, you could definitely credit, but you've been through so many deals. You were also linking up with Dame Dash back in the day. Well, how recent have you been in touch with Dame in the recent years?
Not in a while. But Ethika had been dealing with Dame for a second. And I was hopefully we were gonna link back up, but I like catching him in LA and catching me here is kind of hard. But yeah, Dame actually flew down on my ex father-in-law. He had a jet, so we flew Dame down, took him throughout the city, took him to the country, ride four wheelers and everything. Like, yeah, we had some crazy times with Dame.
This is when he was with Black Rock when he was trying to get the rock music started.
We actually what's that group? It's a
Black
rock
Keys.
Black Keys, yeah. Man, look at him, man. Yeah, he better than me. Yeah, the Black Keys, he was messing with them, and like I got to kick it with them, got to smoke with them. I don't know if they want people to know that, but yeah, I got to really smoke with the Black Keys. That was like one of my little checklist things.
What's something that you were able to admire and just soak up with being with Dame? Because I know everyone was always either on Jay's side, Dame's side because of the whole beef there. But what's something, because I think that Dame gets a lot of unnecessary hate and he's just the business mind of everything. So what's something that you were able to soak up being with him?
Well, I mean, I seen his work ethic, and I seen like how passionate he was. At the time, he really wasn't trying to deal with hip hop.
Mhm.
But you could tell like, and he was actually with Raquel, who he's married with now. She was with us too. But I got to see his work ethic. I got to see like his mindset. It was weird, being a Jay fan and messing with Dame. So it was kind of like it was weird for me. But I mean, I don't know Jay like that, but um, he gave me a lot of like advice on music, on life. He told me old stories that people don't know from him and Jay and all those type of things. So like it was dope to kick it around somebody like that.
Mhm. With these stories, are these good stories about Jay? I'm not gonna have you get into
Yeah,
these
yeah,
stories,
yeah.
but are they good
He didn't.
stories?
Yeah, he said he didn't say anything bad. He was just telling us how he came up. A lot of the stories are starting to come out now, but I had heard them, a while back. So yeah.
Yeah. This anthem too that you did for Louisville with the basketball team. You were really close with them. You wanted to get some merchandise in. You got the gear going. You're close with Rajon Rondo too.
Yeah, that was my former teammate. That was my dog. He's still my dog too, man. Shout out to Dog. He probably still could be in the league right now too.
I
Honestly.
think he could. He put the Bulls on his back that year. He went to the Bulls, brought him back to the playoffs.
Yeah, he got the Bulls. He got championships with
The Celtics.
with the Celtics and the Lakers. Come on, man.
Yeah. Do
I
you have a
couldn't even
connection
say
with
that.
Donovan Mitchell?
Not Donovan's like one of the only players, one of the main players from here that's like big that I didn't really have a relationship with though. But
Wow.
shout out to Donovan. Shout out to Mr. 71.
You don't want these cards.
You already know, baby. Well, you did this year, but next year we straight. We're gonna be back. We back next year for sure.
What do you think the future is a team? Because you just said that you're going to be back next year. How do you feel about the future of the team going,
Man,
as far as the recruitment process and everything that you've been a witness to?
we got a new football coach that was an alumni, so he's gonna turn that program around, and then Kenny Payne finally gets to bring his new players back in. So I think we got like 3 or 4 4 stars. Um, it's definitely gonna be better than last year.
Yeah. Oh no,
Definitely.
I think it will. This whole tournament, if you've been paying attention with the NCAA, I don't think anyone predicted the Final Four this year.
No, sir. I've been with San Diego State because they had the Final Four. I mean, the Elite Eight was in Kentucky in
Mhm.
Louisville. So I got to kick it with a bunch of the San Diego State coaches and shit, and they're passionate, man. So right now, that's my dog in the fight. I'm going for San Diego State right now.
You're going for San Diego.
I ain't got no other dog in the fight. I was going for Alabama. This is it.
Yeah, you got to have some dog, but you do. But they have a good chance because anything's unexpected this year. This is one of the years you just everyone's
You just don't know.
brackets were broken right away.
Oh yeah, man. I think I was broke first day. First day I was out of it. There go my million.
Absolutely. So walk me through everything that you're going through because I've seen a lot of things that you manifested over the years. You just want to raise your kids and make your money and be on top of the game. So do you feel as though that this is your time now? You're approaching the top. Do you feel as though things are looking good for you in 2023? You got this deal with Ethika going. How's it feeling? Because everything else has been manifested. You're just waiting to get to the top.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think with the changes that Ethic is making, I think the top of the tops is ready to move. I got a song coming out in Power on Tommy's show Force that'll be in, I think, maybe the next couple months or so.
Congrats on that.
Man, appreciate it. Yeah, we did a dope song, me and my man V. But yeah, and then also I do songwriting too. I got some songs that a couple credits under my belt that I can't really disclose because it's kind of ghostwriting. But and then as far as I got some singles coming, so we ready. We ready to take over.
I could tell that you're ready, but I think you're also ready to put this acting thing even further too. River Runs Red, you had that on Stars. Taye Diggs.
Man, that was crazy. That was one of the craziest things. Like to be, I got my first acting job. I'm going toe to toe with Taye Diggs, and it was crazy. But I got to see how like that man's a professional, bro. Like he had messed up a line. He just looked away, made a face, got right back into character, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. On a different level. My man's different.
So tell me how you got the part, the audition process, all that, and landing the role.
Good thing is I didn't really have to audition. They were kind of looking
Okay.
for some that had some people that had names in the city. My guy Marcus Withers, he had ended up like getting a hold of being doing the soundtrack. So my song's actually in the movie too. Right when the guy, or something happens to the kid, I don't want to give the movie away. But he kind of orchestrated that. My man Animal suggested that I should be in the movie, and went from there. I was supposed to be a mayor in the movie, which had way more parts, and I was ready for that. But they went ahead and just made me a criminal.
Oh God! But the mayor, that would have been interesting. though. It's different.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely would have rocked that little role out. But I got my little 10-year sentence, I guess, or 10-year probation in the movie. So I should be out soon. I think I got about 4 or 5 years left.
What's a movie role you would like to pursue that you feel as though would be out of the box? I mean, we mentioned the mayor thing, but what's something that interests you that people may not know about that you like to play in a movie?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like all comedians, because I got a funny side to me. So I feel like all comedians got to play a cop. So I would like to be like Beverly Hills Cop, or like, you know what I mean? Like the Louisville Cop or something, man.
Oh, yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah, I want to be like a cop in a movie. I just want to, do the typical freeze, and, all that shit.
It's always interesting because we hate the police; they're crooked. We know that, but we love all these cop shows. Like to this day, I still can't believe Ice-T when you look at it. He dropped Cop Killer, and he's played a cop
Yeah.
on pretty much everything he's been in. New Jack City, SVU.
I don't know. I think cops just like it might be an easy role because people make fun of them so much or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like maybe it's just like an easy role to take on. But yeah, I like to play a little cop, man. Crooked one, maybe. Crooked cop would be hard.
A crooked like Lonzo from Training Day.
Yeah, like just a little crooked cop. Training day too, man. Starring me.
Well,
Coming out soon.
speaking of crooked cops, you did an important tribute with Beyonce with the Beyonce's letter, which was the homage and justice for Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people don't know that Breonna Taylor was killed here in Louisville,
Yeah,
Kentucky. Man, that song, like, I think that happened, like, was that around the pandemic? I don't know, it was somewhere around there where I just said, you know what, like, I don't feel like I can just sit back and be quiet on this. So I just said, forget it, and just made a song. My man Worth shot a video for it. And it's definitely different from anything I've ever done visually, but it worked. It was dope, man.
definitely. It was powerful. Do you feel though there's not a lot of artists? There's a couple, but do you think there should be a lot more artists speaking out than there are?
Yeah, I mean, but the good thing about our city, like Bryson has spoke up, Jack Harlow has spoke up. Um, and then I mean, like we definitely, and I was out on the front lines, like we weren't just talking about it, we were actually standing for it. And
Protesting.
unfortunate, yeah, it was an unfortunate situation. Um, but she's changed some laws since her death too that have made the city a little more safe for as far as the police to the pedestrian ratio
Mhm.
or dynamic. Yeah.
With these artists you mentioned, ESTG, Jack Harlow. Do you remember these guys years ago when they were on their come up? You remember seeing them out?
Not so much G, but I know a lot of people that are around G. Um, so I didn't G kind of just I don't know he just out
Came
of
out of
nowhere.
nowhere.
But Jack, we'd always seen Jack like people like Jack with those shows. Jack used to be in my Twitter asking to do features, and I wanted to do one with him. I just probably like got busy at the time or something like that. My fault, my bad, Jack. But seeing them come up, Bryson was another one that like just kind of exploded out of nowhere. I don't know, man. The city's crazy right now.
It is. It's definitely got. It's exploding.
Yeah, it's finally starting to get the the shine. Like we had Nappy Roots and then Static Major, rest his soul. Like he passed away. That kind of put us
Lollipop.
back. Yeah, Lollipop, all the songs from Genuine and
Yeah.
Aaliyah, like he wrote all that stuff. So like Louisville's been there. We just haven't got our recognition. And thanks to the guys that have opened the doors up a little more for us.
Why do you think it's taken so long for you guys to get your recognition?
I think because we're a smaller city, like when people think of us, they think of Kentucky, they just think of like horse riding
The
and grass
basketball team.
and country and basketball. Yeah, but like it's way more to it, especially Louisville. I really separate Louisville and Lexington from the rest of them. Louisville actually, being the bigger city. We're just a little behind, and now with the internet and everything, like we can kind of get in front of those peoples and people know the game more. A lot of the gatekeepers before used to try to keep the game from everybody.
They're still doing that. They're still busy
Yeah,
working.
yeah, for sure. They stay on their job,
Yeah,
but
they like that.
luckily, like people are figuring it out.
Yeah, and it's the era of the independent, so the gatekeepers can work all they want. You still got the people out here that are independent.
Yeah, you can get straight to the consumer nowadays. You don't have to wait on radio. You don't have to wait on, some manager booking you stuff. You can kind of go do your own thing now. So it works out a lot better.
Exactly. You've seen everything rise in Louisville too, as far as the studios starting to being built, because you remember when there was really nothing as far as a music scene.
Yeah, like right now, I'm in my man studio. I don't know if you can see the back. It says Sound by Rucker.
Sound okay, yeah. Sound
This
by
is the
Rucker.
first. This is the first Atmos studio in Kentucky. You know what I mean? So like before, there were maybe two, three spots, and you could barely get in. Now, I mean, there's so many studios here from 400 to Sound by Rucker, which is where I record majority of my stuff now.
I
So
think you
yeah,
had
I've
your
seen
own
it.
built-in studio in your house too at one point. I was
I
looking
still
back on
do.
old videos. Yeah.
I still do. Like, one of these cars was done in my house. Um, like a lot of my songs, like I got a new one called Feisty. I don't think I did it at home. No, don't let me cap you down real quick. Maybe it's half cap, sun visor or something. But I did a lot of songs in my own, like just recording myself.
Mhm. At what moment would you say throughout your career that you noticed the hard work start to really pay off? Was it when the card song started blowing up? What would you say you're like, damn, my hard work is finally paying off after all these years?
That car song did a lot because it was my first like independent on my own. Me and my guy Drew, it kind of just like came up with a concept, came up with a song, and watched it grow. Like I had to get a house, like a business house phone to people to call to come get the shirts because they were selling so fast. Like I think we did like maybe 5K in I couldn't tell you how long, like because the team kept winning that year, so it just made it easier and easier for us. So yeah, that was one moment, and then probably the Ethika deal was like another
Mhm.
um, big staple
Yeah.
in my career too.
Tell me how the ethical deal formed, because I know we already know you're signed there. So how did that deal officially come about for you,
It's,
and what made it right? Because you've been in other deals before. What made this one right?
the one thing was my man Ray Love had sent me like this random email. It was like fill this shit out. Ethika's flying people out. I think I flew out like around Easter, like the weekend, like Friday or Saturday or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'll be back. I'll be back by Easter. You know what I mean? Ended up coming there doing just bags. Actually, They were like, do one song. We're gonna provide the beat. You got X amount of time to do it. I came up with just bags. Um, After that, I was planning to leave, and they said, "Nah, you staying here for a couple of days. We're gonna sign you." So I'm the fastest signed artist at Ethika. It took a day and a half. Um, and they came with the right amount of chicken, and they had a vision. So I felt
Mhm.
like it was right, and I'd already liked the apparel anyway, so it just kind of made sense.
It made sense, and you're building from there. You already got the logo on your hat too.
Oh, yeah, you stay with Ethica. Like I got a lot of people that didn't know about the brand, especially in this city, wearing it. I got my own pair too. I gotta send you some. Matter of fact,
Oh, absolutely.
offline, send me where I need to send them.
Yeah, we're gonna set that up for sure, man. I'll represent and help spread the word, especially that you're on my show, man, and just everything that you've done. I appreciate your story.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
You already know, man. But what's some important advice you can give? Because it's always important for any creative in any field, especially artists, when they start really touching that money. Because usually, as soon as they get that money from their deals or any shows, or they're blowing it on designer clothes to impress on the gram, spending it on the car. What would you advise? When should artists really start spending money on things like that?
Um, I say marketing definitely. I mean, if you're fortunate enough to be able to record, you want to spend money on recording because without that, nothing else works.
Mhm.
And then I say, if you got enough, it's okay to help, look, make yourself feel a little better, but don't blow it all, man. Like make sure you put something away, make sure you invest, make sure got good people around you. Don't let people that they could pay their LG&E before we call it LG&E here. They could pay their electric last month, but now this month they can't because they know you could take care of it for them. So you kind of gotta. I put people in position to make money, not just throw the money in them.
That's important. I know you're big on with the labels and everything. You spoke about it before because I think you were working on your own label at one time a few years ago and thinking about signing artists, but you didn't like the idea of signing an artist because it's like you own them.
Yeah, I don't really like like when people say that's my artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of cringy sometimes because it almost seems like you own them. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really like that. I'd rather somebody go flourish on their own and be their own boss. That's why my label at the time was called Own Boss Empire. So I want everybody to, be their own bosses.
What do you think has really kept you in Louisville all these years? Because a lot of artists sometimes, if things aren't working out right away, they relocate. What's kept you in Louisville for these years, and did you ever think about relocating?
I've always did like at one point early in my career, I was on probation, so I really couldn't leave. Um Another one is I just love the city also. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's a the cost of living is not that bad. I got a lot of friends, a few family members here. Um I know I can get stuff done a lot faster because I'm connected to everybody here. So that's one reason. Um then my child kind of stopped me, up until my child's mother passed away.
My condolences.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. That's a different situation. But like, rest her soul. I won't speak bad about it, but we had our issues. But I've had my daughter full time, so like that kind of stopped me because now she's got friends and she's got stuff she's familiar with too. So that's one reason. Because Cali's high as hell. I don't care what they tell you. Cali is a very expensive city from top to bottom.
Oh yeah, an apartment out there is like 3 grand a month.
Yeah, and you won't have nothing to show for it but a kitchen and a room.
Yeah, just a small little room, like a college dorm room.
Yeah, basically that's what you're paying out there. So yeah, that's kept me from there for sure.
Yeah, New York is expensive too, but in
Oh
LA
yeah,
is through the roof.
yeah. New York's just hard to navigate for me,
Yeah,
man. Every
there's too
time
many people. I mean, because I went to school there. I live in Connecticut, so yeah, New York is it's tough to navigate through what you said before.
yeah, New York is just I don't know, man. You got to catch a train to a taxi to a Uber. I'm not.
That adds up. The Uber rides add up. They're going up
Oh,
now.
for sure. So I just rather just give me a car and move. I can get anywhere in like 20 minutes, 25 minutes tops. Cool with
Exactly.
that. Cool with that.
How was your South by Southwest performance?
Man, that was cool. It went good, man. Shout out to Paperboy Casino. I know
Shout
you
out to
had him.
him. I had him on last week.
Yeah, I've been knowing him before Ethika, so like that's all love there. He it was really there to support him for the most part, because he had his thing going. So when I got on stage, I just do me, man. So I loved it. South by Southwest was my first time in South by Southwest, so like I definitely would go back. I definitely understand the dynamics of it now, just from sitting back peeping it. So it was cool.
Simmy used to go by Sim City. You got that on your Instagram still. B Simm. What did you feel as though was at the time, because you still go by B Simm now, what was the perfect marketing, the one that worked the most? When did you realize that B Simm worked for you? Because the name is everything to an artist, in my opinion.
Man, I don't know. Like even when I was like, I started battling in high school, and I don't know how the name came. People used to call me like B Simeons, and it was just hope because my last name's Simmons. So like, finally, I just said, you know, I started throwing parties and stuff, and I was like, I just gotta have a name, man. I'm just gonna go by B or B Simm, and bow. It just started working.
It worked.
But Sim City was the name of my first mixtape,
That's the
which
one
was a
you really pressed up with the cover and everything.
yeah, man. I was like, well, crazy stories before that. I had done like 5 songs. Somebody broke into our car, stole them, and gave but still gave out the music.
Wow.
So it got me a name off of stolen merchandise. You know what I mean? And I started throwing parties, and people started knowing my name, and it went from there.
It went from there. But you had your first rap group in third grade.
Yeah, man, true rappers, man. We was bad. I think we were bad English at first, and then I somehow realized bad English was already a group. So we went by true rappers. Me and my homie Marcus, my homie Josh. I'm still homies with them to this day.
Oh, that's fire. That was going to be my follow up. You're still cool with them. That's good.
I'm still my dogs.
Fire. Do you think you guys will release some new material, or they're not into the music scene?
They ain't on that,
They're not
man.
on that.
Marcus probably more than Josh, but nah, they ain't on that, man. They gave it up. I was like the little treasurer too, man. I would keep all the money that we would collect. You know, that was gonna be our like travel money and all that. Probably spent it eventually on some trading cards or something.
What are your major aspirations now that you've come this far as 2023 goes? What are the next major aspirations for you? Because I know you're always working on music. We know that already. You always got the material popping out, especially off the sound waves. But what else are you looking for as far as the aspirations?
Definitely a push, man. I want to see my numbers go up. I definitely want to tour because performing is probably my favorite part of music other than creating it. Is performing it. So I definitely want to do those. I definitely want to get some more placements as far as my music, as far as my writing. Because I've been working real close with my guy Stephen Kirk. He wrote Butter, him and Jenna Andrews. So we've been working on a bunch of records to, you know, shop to people or put out myself. So yeah, those are pretty much where I'm at. I want to get to the bag though, for sure.
Yeah, just bags.
Just bags, baby.
You got that right, man. And it was such a breath of fresh air going to revisit your music and listen to it because it brought me back to a time where it sounded like that era, the 2008, 2009, 2010s. That was my era growing up. I mean, I grew up on Nelly, 50 Cent, Eminem, the Jay-Z, like early 2000 to 2005. But my real era when I was coming into my own, it was that 2010s era with the Lil Waynes and Drakes. And listening to your music just brought me back. Your music was able to capitalize on that sound period, and it brought me back. Like, this sounds like something from the 2010s.
Man, appreciate it. I try to do it all. Like I even got a record that me and my guy Serious did that's like from the '90s. You know what I mean? Got that like late '80s, early '90s rap feel. Hopefully, be
With 80s, are we talking like Juice Crew, Big Daddy Kane, or is it like LL Cool J 80s or
maybe
Kumo
like
D
maybe like
80s?
maybe like the Kumo D Run
Oh,
DMC
that's fire.
LL 80. I'll send you that record too.
Oh yeah, you got to send me that. That's rare.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple things.
The 90s. Hip hop's timeless. I know that I can be real critique on the newer sound that's out here because I just feel as though that the trap, it just completely took over. I mean, in New York, it's all drill now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That New
It's
York's
all
like,
drill. You could have a couple drill artists. I get it, but New York, you know what New York is. It's like Jay-Z. That's how New York is supposed to sound. The drill, it just took over, monopolized the whole
yeah,
game.
I can listen to a couple drills. I can't listen to an album full of drills.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, but like, shout out to the people that do it though, because it's a different art form though. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Music's crazy right now. Like, it just kind of goes where it wants.
Yeah, no, it does. I don't know. I was thinking about rock music the other day because hip hop is the new rock and roll, and rock music just disappeared.
It did. Like,
It went
I don't even
away.
know where
Like
you
you,
go to. I don't even know where you go to listen to rock music at this point.
yeah,
My
it's
bad. I'm
crazy.
not speaking better.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
it's
even know where
crazy.
you don't listen to it at. But shout out to the rock people, man. You know,
Yeah,
don't do it
shout out to
all. I'm
them.
with that. I'm with that.
We used to when we got that Jay-Z Linkin Park collab, and when Limp Bizkit was messing with the rap artists and all these rock rap collabos. That's not even where'd that go? You know?
I don't even know, man. I know my man Ruck that owns this. He's a big Limp Bizkit fan, so I'm about
Oh,
to ask.
he's a big Limp Bizkit fan. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he's into that era. That's probably when he, that was his style right there. So
new metal with Fred Durst and all that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a timeless era. I know they get a lot of hate. People don't like them. I really don't understand that, but I mean, I see it all the
But,
time.
but I mean, people are kind of sampling their styles now too. You know, like even with hip hop, they'll take some hops and styles from them type of people too. Even your good Charlottes and all, all those type of people. So you got to pay homage when it's good. Eventually, might
Yeah.
not be that year, but it might be 10 years from now. People pay homage to.
Yeah. Who's someone you think that you've noticed that's paying homage to you? Could be in the city,
And
especially.
um, one of my favorite artists from the city right now is a guy named One Take Timmy. He kind of grew up listening to me, and then now he's like the bar king. Barking, yeah, I like that. He's like the bar king right now, and so like he definitely shows a lot of love. Even Jack, he shows a lot of love when he sees me. Um, I think who else? And then I used to kind of run the studio downtown, so like there's like Susie Tyne. Like I used to always be around these young kids, like kind of helping them, and then they see me. So like yeah, I get a lot of love from the young.
That's fire, man. You know, you're a staple where you're from in Louisville. You're a staple out there. You're a figurehead for sure. You've already gone down in history. You're just gonna keep building up them accolades, and that's coming, man.
Man, I appreciate it, dog.
Yeah, you already know. B Simm, is there anything else you want to let the audience know before we close out here? Upcoming record that you want to announce, that you can announce, an EP, album, whatever. What other else you have on the way as far as music before we close out?
I got a song out that I'm about to put out next. It's for the girls. It's called Feisty. I got a little snippet of it on my Instagram. And then I got a song called Bounce Back King. We're trying to figure out if we're gonna make that an EP or just keep dropping singles. I got enough. I got enough songs to drop for the next 2 years if I wanted.
Yeah, he's locked in. I can
Yeah,
tell.
like seriously, I can drop a song a day for the next 2 years.
Wow, that's good though. That means you're prepared.
Gotta be. Stay ready. You don't gotta get ready.
Exactly. You already know, man. B Simm, I appreciate you coming on the show. Shout out to El Nice and everyone at Ethika for connecting
Hell
us.
nice. Hell nice. I met him in South by Southwest, man. That's a cool cat. Like,
That's the guy right there.
yeah, for sure. Shout out L, man. I appreciate him. Appreciate you for having me, man.
You already know, man. We're locked in. Anytime you want to come on the show, you're always welcome. Keep doing great things out there and
I
staying
mean,
true to yourself. That's important. I like that you like the bars and you put on for that.
I appreciate it. Don't tell me that. I'll call your ass tomorrow.
Oh man, B Simm, take it easy, man, and we'll talk soon.
All right, I appreciate it, bro.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right.